After years of betrayal and heartbreak, he finally walked away from his cheating wife, until one night changed everything. A single moment of weakness led to a new baby, and now he's caught between a past he can't forgive and a future he might be ruining. With love on one side and guilt on the other, can he ever truly move on? My 34M wife, 32F, and I have been married for 7 years. After a miscarriage, she admitted to me that she had multiple affairs over the last 4 years of our marriage. Her last affair ended a year ago. She begged for us to go to therapy to work on our marriage, but I refused to go. During this time, I had moved out of the house. Occasionally, I would go back to take care of the house and animals, and she would constantly try to manipulate me into coming back. I had every intention of getting a divorce, but the process is slow. I hated the betrayal I felt, but I also missed my wife during the separation. One thing led to another, and we had sex, and she got pregnant again. Shortly after the news came, I had to leave for work about 12 hours away from her. She would call to give me updates about the pregnancy and talk about our marriage. We were separated for the majority of her pregnancy. I told her that I still wanted a divorce, but I would consider reconciling after the baby was born. After several months away from her, I came to the realization that I could not trust her, nor could I forgive her for her infidelity. I feel like the last 7 years of my life have been a lie. While I was away from her, I met someone and a relationship blossomed between us. I truly feel like I love this woman. She has been made aware that I am still married and that I have a baby on the way. My wife is not aware of my new girlfriend. Fast forward to a month ago, I had to go home for the birth of our baby boy. My wife has been pressuring me to reconcile, but I told her that I plan to divorce her again. After the birth of our baby boy, she has been blaming me for ruining our family because I don't want to stay with her and try to fix our marriage. I want to have a co-parenting relationship with my wife, but she is acting very erratic while I am here for our son. Am I the asshole for wanting to leave my wife? Any advice on how to deal with this is appreciated. Edit. Thank you all for the mixed reviews. It was expected. I will be talking with a lawyer and will update once I have a chance to talk to one. Appreciate the sound advice as well. Comments. Downvoted commenter. You should have tried therapy in my opinion. You're not the asshole but low effort on your part. OP. I don't agree. I know I don't want to be with her. She wanted me to reconcile, and I feel like I've heard enough of her trying to justify why she had multiple affairs. I haven't felt seen and I feel used. Commenter 1. Not the asshole. At all. She ruined your relationship. You already know you can't be with her again and love her again. It wouldn't be a healthy home for a child. 2. Household parenting can be great and congrats on your little love bug. I hope she doesn't use your child against you. Also, divorce proceedings should include a paternity test. She obviously tried to get pregnant to get you back. OP. I'm definitely worried about both things you mentioned here. Commenter 2. One thing led to another. The English-speaking world's most popular euphemism for I did something really stupid. Commenter 3. Everyone sucks here. Your wife sucks for cheating on you repeatedly over 4 years. That's a serious betrayal, and it's understandable that you'd feel like the entire marriage was a lie. But you're not innocent in this either. You were emotionally and physically indecisive for months, which gave her mixed signals. You told her you wanted a divorce but kept showing up, had unprotected sex, resulting in a baby, and continued entertaining her hopes of reconciliation even while emotionally checking out. You even said you'd consider reconciling after the baby was born. That's a huge breadcrumb to someone already trying to save a relationship. Then, instead of clarifying things, you started a new relationship while still married, didn't tell your wife about it, and are still hiding it from her now that the baby is born. That's not just messy, it's dishonest. You're fully within your rights to leave the marriage. Infidelity is a deal breaker for many. But your execution has been cowardly and passive. You didn't set clear boundaries, didn't communicate with honesty, and avoided taking firm action when it mattered most, and now you're reaping the chaos that comes from that. My advice. Divorce her now. No more delays, no more maybes. Tell her about your new relationship, not to rub it in, but because she deserves clarity. She's parenting with you and should understand the new dynamic. Lawyer up and establish formal custody and support agreements. Don't leave this up to emotional negotiations. Stop playing emotional games with her and yourself. You're not the victim anymore, you're a participant in this mess. Get therapy, not for reconciliation, But for you, to process the betrayal, learn better communication boundaries, and avoid repeating this kind of mess in the future. You're not the asshole for wanting to leave, but you're the asshole for how you handled it. Commenter 4. Are you sure the baby is yours? OP, yes. We were trying to have a baby. Her miscarriage was a result of us trying. Commenter 5. I don't see why you didn't divorce her before she had the baby. You knew you didn't want to be with her, and infidelity is a relationship killer. I would have divorced her before the baby came. Also get a paternity test. If the baby is yours, pay child support or do your fair share of parenting. OP, there are reasons I will post in the update. I was trying to reconcile when she told me, but I just couldn't do it. My state has a waiting period and also doesn't allow that during pregnancy. Commenter 6. Yeah, obviously cheater equals asshole, but what really made him also the asshole to me was, my wife is not aware of my new girlfriend. Like, that is information he should have shared long ago, especially since it doesn't seem like he told her reconciliation was off the table until he flew home for the birth. OP, I plan to tell her. Commenter 6. But like, when? OP, today. I am trying to get her to understand we're over, and she's known I've wanted a divorce for the entirety of the pregnancy as well as months before that when she told me she had all of these affairs. Update, a little over 3 weeks later. Thank you all to those who did not think I was the asshole here. It's been a tough 2 years. Here's how it went down. I took a paternity test, and my son is confirmed to be mine. I have filed for divorce, but the state in which I lived is very conservative and has a waiting period before it can be finalized. The divorce was filed as uncontested and I will be paying child support while also staying in his life. I am selling our house and she is moving to a state close by where my son will only be a couple of hours away. This option also makes her closer to family. Custody arrangements will be updated once she has moved. This has been hard emotionally because she has blamed me for ruining our chance as a family and our son's future. It feels manipulative since I no longer want to be with her and I've taken care of her our entire marriage. My wife still does not know about my girlfriend at the request of my girlfriend. As much as I want to integrate my girlfriend, this will take time to do, and I also felt like my wife doesn't have to know now about her until everything has settled and the divorce finalized. It's been difficult for me being away from my son, but I do get to see him every day. I was there for his birth and 3 weeks afterwards. I will be taking leave again to spend more time with my son, take care of the house, the divorce, and to help get her and my son moved. I am glad this marriage is ending, and while it's tough right now with my son, the mutual goal is to have a co-parenting relationship. Despite the things my wife has said and her wanting to continue the marriage, I feel my son will be better off knowing what an actual loving relationship is. My girlfriend has been very supportive of me and I'm ready to move on in my life with her. Trying to get any help or legal advice in the state we got married has been a nightmare and has been overall negative to the choice I have already made. The marriage is dead, but I will be in my son's life. I do not agree with the empty values there. Any advice on how to ensure a healthy co-parenting relationship without a lawyer is needed. Thank you all again. Top comments. Commenter 1, not the asshole. But you really should not have slept with your wife that last time without protection. This made everything much more complicated by giving her leverage. Commenter 2, why would you have a child knowing she was an asshole and that you weren't sure you were fitting back together? Poor child. Commenter 3, my dude. You need to end one relationship before you start the next. Honestly, your choices have led you from one mess to another. It's clear you have some healing to do. Commenter 4, everyone sucks here. So many issues with your wife, and no issues with you wanting to leave her. But come on, dude. You led her on, apparently didn't use protection, knocked her up, and now want to leave her. You've essentially tethered yourself to this woman for the next 18 years at least. You should have left her when you initially moved out, and you sure as heck shouldn't have gotten back into bed with her. You both are messy, and I would not be surprised if you have relationship drama for the rest of your life. Update 2, almost 3 weeks later. My wife was served with divorce papers and hired a lawyer despite us agreeing on the 50-50 division of marital assets, child support, and limited alimony. She told me that because I was leaving her, she wanted to make sure things were done fairly. She advised me not to get my own lawyer since we already agreed on stuff, but I got one to represent me anyway. I have recently seen my son again despite her efforts to keep me away from him. She has told me that she doesn't want to see me. After expressing how unfair that is, she agreed to coordinate with me to see him. I told her that I have been seeing someone, and she said that she suspected it during our separation, but that it didn't matter. She doesn't care that I love my new partner. She believes we can still recover the marriage even though I have moved on. I do not understand how she thinks this after her cheating throughout our marriage and me finding someone new. I told her I am upset that she can't take accountability for the breakdown of the marriage, hurting me and our son. I explained to her why it wouldn't be a good idea to stay together if she truly thinks I cheated on her. She is only concerned with herself and the life I provided to her instead of caring about our son. She destroyed the last 7 years of my life with her and distorted how I saw myself. I tried to get over her infidelity the first time thinking it was a mistake and something we could work through. I'm not willing to give her a third or fourth chance. I want resolve, but every time the issue comes up she says something that feels manipulative. I will post a final update when we get there. Comments. Commenter 1, you're both a holies. Before I even got to the GF part, I knew the reason to not want to fix the marriage was because GF entered the chat. You're an asshole for holding possible reconciliation over her head like a carrot after the birth of the son. Also, you had sex with your wife and made a tiny human and then decided to get a GF? That poor baby needs stability and his parents to grow up. OP. Divorce was asked for as soon as I found out about the second admission of cheating. OP needs to get counseling in order to deal with his wife's infidelity. OP. I went to counseling after the first time. Tried to forgive her for that one. Can't forgive her for her other infidelities. The couples counselor is the one that advised me to stay in the marriage after she cheated the first time. We tried 3 therapists in total. I even tried to see a 4th one on my own while filing for divorce. They said the same things to me. Yes, there was a time after we got married that I found out about her cheating. She admitted to it after I confronted her, and I spent many years trying to get over it. The second admission was of her multiple affairs during the second half of our marriage. Commenter 2, the only thing you and your soon-to-be ex-wife should be discussing is the care of your son. By engaging her, you're setting yourself up to be manipulated and trapped, just as you were trapped by the pregnancy. Sorry to have to say this, but you were really stupid to get yourself into that position. Ever heard of condoms? You knew this woman had been with other men, yet you had unprotected sex with her. That was stupid, so you are not without blame for those 7 years and in fact, all the rest of your child's life. The fact that you would even ask whether you're the asshole for wanting to leave reveals your very real problem with logic and common sense.